Good afternoon, scrappers. How are we all? And welcome to another video. Yes, I know it's been 2 weeks since I posted a video, and I'm awfully sorry about that, but well, you know, life gets in the way, whether it be work or scrapping. Okay, there's not a lot I can do about that, and also I have to use a new camera app, which is what I'm using right now, because the other one has a bug for some reason and the developers of the app are trying to fix it, so I had to do this. Anyway, one thing too I'm going to add is thank you to all the new subscribers, and thank you to all the old ones who have stayed around. Your support has been fantastic, and we are edging ever closer to the 1,000 subs. Awesome. Okay, so as I just said, yes, I've been busy, and that doesn't mean I haven't been scrapping either. I've been scrapping where I can, doing pickups where I can, and well, work is just another part of life. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to give you a quick video on something that I've done a few of lately, and well, I found another way to do it, but before we explain, let's just show what I'm talking about. These things here, this is what I'm talking about, okay? Now, I've had quite a few of these lying around, and I've been dreading, that's right, excuse me, dreading the scrapping of these things, because the way that I used to do it was actually a real pain in the ass. That's right, a real pain in the ass. Yes, they're great, the motors in them are awesome, but I honestly used to do these what I regard the extremely hard way. Okay, so what I used to do is I would actually pull these things apart. I would undo there, you know, whether it be with an Allen key or as it sits there, and then I would try to slide this thing out, and then I would get the grinder and try to cut this off here. It was a lot of work, okay, but I have worked out a new way to do it, hence bring in the hacksaw. Now, a lot of you people might be sitting back thinking, really, Dan? You idiot. You have only just worked this out now. And yes, my apologies to you all if you're well onto this already. I have only just worked this out last week. Yes, technically it is a little bit more strenuous. True that, a little bit more strenuous, but it saves me the time of pulling all this shit apart just so I can get in there with a grinder to cut it off. Using the hacksaw saves me a lot of time, and also I get a bit of an arm workout in the process. Now, mind you, if you have a reciprocating saw, you'd be able to fit that in there and it would be happy days. Cut, bang bang, and this can go in your trailer if you've got a spare one and be sold as scrap metal. And the reason why I had to work out another way to do this was because I did a shred steel run the other last week, and I just had to add to the pile before I sold it. So I had to work out a way on how I'm going to get that motor out without needing to cut this here, because sometimes, you know, look, in the past I would see no screws here and I'm like, fucking hell, and there was no screws here and I'm like, bloody, I'd have to get the grinder just to try to cut this. Oh, it was a hell of a process and it was a bloody nightmare. But now, my friend Mr. Hacksaw, we get along just fine, and we cut that just in here. So I guess I can provide you some sort of demo of me cutting it out. But in saying that, this particular one here, it doesn't seem to have a lot of gap room between this and the motor. Whereas the other ones that I had, there was actually a significant gap and it was quite easy. Whereas this one here, it's quite tight, and maybe I might have to unscrew the screw here and remove this part here from its little holster, and I might have a bit more room to work with. But before we get started, let's just show you a few things I've collected in my time away. So we've collected all of these. Behemoth, that thing there, oh, that was hard work. Now this here is from a brand new customer that I got last week, and was from a another customer of mine who recommended I collect his stuff, because all they were doing was throwing it in the bin because their old scrap collector, who lives up at Nambour, has stopped collecting. So I was recommended, and I collected their stuff. So this is just a little bit of what he had. As I said, this thing here, bloody Jesus, that was heavy as. It was really heavy. Just looking at that doesn't really give you an indication of just the size of it. It was a big bastard, I can tell you. There was also these couple units here, and these are prepared. I've just prepped these for stripping. Once I've cut the brass taps off them, that tells the wife that they are ready to be stripped. And there's more over there. We also did a few air cons today, which is why the trailer has leftover steel in it. This is purely just the scrap steel trailer. We turn around. This is what I collected this afternoon. More air cons. Another big ducted. Pretty awesome, although this ducted unit was not as big as the one that you just saw. Moving along, yes, we got some cable, not much, 26 kilos. We got some good XLPE, very nice strippable stuff. Solar inverter, there's a little bit of copper there, bit of number 1 and number 2, and in there is a bit of some circuit boards and some miscellaneous bits and pieces. Pretty unreal. But now we come back to this thing here. So Hacksaw, okay, is my friend today, and we're going to get this motor out without needing to go through all the dramas of pulling this other shit off it. Just cut the motor out and it's happy days. So let's just get set up, we can get underway. Right, so before I got started, I removed the clip on one side just to see if we could make the job any easier with this one here, due to my lack of room for cutting, but it hasn't really made much difference. So let's get started anyway and see how we go. So I've just got my cutters here. I'm going to start off by cutting the cord. Okay, I'm going to cut the cord off. You don't mind the notifications. Okay, there. Look at that, unreal. Cord is cut. And just pull that out. You can see there's all the cable. You beauty. Chuck it on the ground and it will go on the cable bin after. This bit of rubbish, well, this can go on the blue drum that this particular unit is sitting on. Cutters over here. Now the fun begins. Hopefully this is not too difficult with it being as it is, but let's find out. Really, that's that done. Now, as I said, you're probably thinking I'm mad, some kind of idiot, but I would rather do this and get my workout than have to pull the whole thing apart and struggle with it, okay? There we go. Unreal. Leave it, Damien. Anyway, success. The motor is out. And as I said, you guys are probably thinking I am an idiot. And that's fair comment. But to be honest, as I said, I would much rather cut this motor out than need to go through the whole process of pulling this whole thing apart just to be able to angle grind it. As I said, I got a workout, okay, but as I said again, a reciprocating saw, if you got one, would make your job a hell of a lot easier. But anyway, thanks for watching if you did, and let me just turn this up, hey? Look at me, for goodness sake. I didn't break a sweat either, so that's not too bad. Again, yeah, thanks for watching if you did. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you can, that would be freaking awesome. So I'm going to peace out. Back to my Jim Beam and Coke. So catch you in another video really soon. Peace out, everyone. Have a great weekend once we're there. Bye for now.